Hello friends, give this platform a little test here. This video shouldn't be much different than somebody giving a tour of the Hornady factory. Hopefully they won't give me another strike for doing a firearm related deal. They gave me a couple a while back for my lead casting lead bullet videos, talking all about manufacturing ammunition. So I'm not going to get in detail in all the steps, but I'm going to show basically all of the steps in loading a 38 special cartridge. Now, I took my administrative assistant to the range as a tour a while back, and she's gonna round up a girlfriend or two, and then I'm gonna have a ladies' day at the range, and we're gonna talk a lot about safety. We're gonna get familiar with some firearms, and have some fun with guns at the range. And I'm not gonna charge them a penny for it, just cause. They will provide most of their ammo, though. I'll provide some of the more exotic stuff that we're gonna shoot. But anyway, while we're there, I found several really good cases on the ground. One, a bunch of these 38 special nickel coated, and a bunch of 45 nickel coated. And I really like loading those, especially if I'm gonna load up a little bit hotter than what I would normally load for plinking ammunition if I'm making my own self-defense ammunition or hunting ammunition. I like these nickel ones better. Now, there was a bunch of regular old brass 38 special, and there's nothing wrong with those. You can do a lot of stuff with them too. I just feel, and I don't know, I just feel that these work better, and they feel like it to me. Not just in here, but actually on the range with how they extract more than anything. So she was a little curious why I wanted these and not these. So there's that, and we talked about that. And then she was kind of curious about the reload, and she asked, and I don't remember exactly how she asked it. She was like, oh, you can refill those or reload those. I can't remember how she phrased it, but I said yeah. So anyway, this video is kind of for my administrative assistant. I'm gonna take through the steps on how this works. So over here, let's turn over to the bench and take a look at some things. All right, so we've got, in order, we've got the cartridge case, the new primer, the powder charge, and a bullet that's going to go in it. Now, if you take a look at the powder charge, that ain't a whole, look at the size of that primer. And look at the size of that primer in there. And then you look at the powder charge. Now, that is 3.2 grains of Ogden. No, excuse me, 3.8 grains. I'm sorry. Wow. So that's 3.8 grains of Ogden Tight Group. We're just going off there reloading data right off the bottle. I've loaded a bunch of 38 special like that before, and it shoots just fine for me. So anyway, it's not a lot of powder when you look at the case, right? So when you're reloading pistol ammunition, especially, pay attention, because it's real easy to get a double or triple charge in there, depending on what powder you're doing, especially if you're using a powder like Tight Group that doesn't have a lot of volume. Whereas Trail Boss might have a lot more volume. So be careful with your pistol powders. Now over here, we've got the die set for this. We've already got mounted in the press is the sizing and decapping die. And then we'll have the powder through die that will bell the mouth, bullet seating die, and then the final phase is going to be a crimping die. I've already set up my powder measure to throw that 3.8 grains. And so here we go. Let's see if I can do this. All right, so the first thing we do is we take our nice little cartridge here, And then we run him up, resize, and you saw the primer pop out there, go into the tray, right? So we've got it full throw all the way down. Next thing we're going to do, that's resized it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our new primer in. We're going to make sure that it's facing down with the cup facing up, so you can see the anvil in there. And then we're going to move this all the way down, and we're going to prime it. We're going to put the new primer in. Boop. Okay. So there we go. Now, you can do this a couple of ways. You can turn it over here, and what I usually do when I'm reloading, I'll do this step next, and then put these in the tray. And then once I get 100 of them or 50 of them in a tray, then I'll do the powder throwing. But I'm going to do a little different here today, right? So now we're going to the next step, just for this demonstration purpose. Then we're going to put our powder through. Remember, this is a powder through one, see it's all the way through. This is more for if you had a progressive press or a carousel press, all kinds of things you could do with that. But anyway, so we put that in. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to bell the mouth. And while it's up there, I'm going to take my 3.8 grains of powder that I measured out really precisely with my powder thrower and my scale, and put the powder in it. All right, so we got that done. And this comes out again. And then we can pull that one. Well, my horny deal. There we go. Sorry. All right. Now then, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our bullet seating die. We're going to put him in. Then we're going to put our bullet on top of our nicely belled case. And then we're going to push that in all the way down. And now we have a bullet in there, seated at the correct depth. Now we're going to change that die out again. And now this is the crimp die. And this is what's going to hold that bullet in place nicely as it gets handled and moved around and all that other stuff. Now we're going to put the crimp in. And there we go. There is a bullet, refurbished, reloaded, hand-loaded, whatever you want to call it, ready to go to the range and shoot. And once my administrative assistant, I'm old school enough, I say secretary a lot, but she's a lot more than that for me. She does a lot of the legwork for me. But anyway, well, she gets her girlfriend or two rounded up. We're going to have that range day I talked about, and this is going to be one of the 38 specials she shoots. So, maybe I'll get a strike. Maybe I won't. Hopefully, this won't be my last video. Thanks for watching, and like a real YouTuber, I guess, like and subscribe. Y'all have fun out there.